Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name's Ian, I'm Ian the Reader, and today I'm back with another video for you. This time we're doing the mid-year book Freakout tag. I'm not quite freaking out. I feel pretty good about the year so far. It is strange to me that we're already halfway through the year, but I'm gonna just enjoy it. I'm along for the ride, and that's totally fine. You may be saying to yourself, Ian, didn't you already just make a top 10 books of the year so far video? And the answer is yes, I did. But one, you can never have too many like mid-year, end-of-year videos, in my personal opinion. And then on top of that, the prompts for this tag are like totally different than just like, what are your favorite books? So I thought that there was some value to be added by making this video, and I'm very excited about it. It is also very, very early. My wonderful dog woke me up and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I thought, you know what, let's just get ready for work and then film a video. So here we are. But anyway, you know how this goes. Most likely, if you watch BookTube, you've probably seen the mid-year book Freakout tag, so I'm not gonna go into too many details on it. We're just gonna jump right in and enjoy the ride. Thanks so much for watching. What I would love is if you would leave me a comment down below letting me know who your favorite new character is for 2023 so far, because we've already talked a little bit about like the favorite books, but I want to know which characters are really sticking in your heart and just really making an impression on you, because I love characters. Like, I'm a big character reader, so if I can fall in love with a character, who cares what the plot is, am I right? Without any further ado though, let's go ahead and jump into the prompts. First question is, best book you've read so far this year? Now, if I had to narrow down my top 3, it would be a lot easier, but I did go ahead and make myself choose a favorite book of the year so far, which was a huge challenge. And this could go back and forth, like, between day to day, between like a couple, but I think the one that has stuck with me the most profoundly is The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. I love this book. And Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, I think maybe, I mean, it does have more like literary merit, and I do love that book as well, but this book just spoke to me more. And so for that reason, I've chosen it as my favorite of the year so far. It's a book that I can definitely see myself revisiting, and I adore this book. It follows a butler who is nearing the end of an era in which butlers are not really needed anymore, and so he has a lot of questions about his life and looking back on the relationships he's had, and it's very introspective, very subtle, very beautiful. I love this book so much. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend Kazuo Ishiguro. I've now read, I think, 3 books by him, and I want to read all of them. So yeah, a really fantastic book, very bittersweet. I love it. Prompt number 2 is the best sequel you have read so far in 2023, and for that, I have to give it to The Wastelands by Stephen King. This is book 3 in the Dark Tower. Now, the reason I'm giving it to this rather than like one of like 4 or 5 Cradle books that I could have chosen for best sequel is this one upped the ante the most, in my opinion. So I liked The Drawing of 3 pretty well, but I didn't love it. I loved The Wastelands so much. This is biggest improvement from book to book, and I think I would probably like The Drawing of 3 more upon reread, but The Wastelands is just so fantastic. I love this book so much. It is so much fun, non-stop, could not put it down. I finished it in like 24 to 48 hours, somewhere in that time frame, and it is a chunker, and so I listened to this on audiobook and I could not stop listening. So I adore this book, cannot wait to read Wizarded Glass this month. Fantastic sequel, so good. Prompt number 3 is a new release that you haven't read yet but want to. So for this, I've chosen 2. There are a handful of ones I could have chosen, but I just chose the first 2 that popped into my head that I'm really excited about. The first of those is Small Mercies by Dennis Lehane. I have been obsessed with Dennis Lehane over the past like 6 months. I've read like 4 of his books since December, and 3 of them have gotten 5 stars, which is just absolutely crazy. And he just released a new book called Small Mercies that is set in Boston, which is the area where a lot of his novels are set, and it's kind of like a return to form for him is what a lot of people are saying. And it's getting great reviews, and I really, really want to read it because Dennis Lehane is a master of his craft, and I'm so excited to read it. We'll definitely pick it up within the next couple of months if I had to say, but Dennis Lehane, if you have not read any of his books, please do. I recommend The Drop as a great starting point, or Mystic River, those 2 in particular, fantastic. And the other new release that I'm super pumped about reading and cannot wait to get to is The Ferryman by Justin Cronin. He's the author of the Passenger trilogy. I think that's what it's called. I have it over here somewhere, but The Passenger is like a vampire kind of trilogy, and this one is more of like a dystopian kind of sci-fi book. I've heard it kind of compared to like the Truman Show meets like the Twilight Zone kind of situation. That sounds bomb to me. I'm super excited about reading this. It's been getting fantastic reviews. The Ferryman just sounds so dang good, and I will be getting to it as soon as I can fit it into my TBR. So probably next month, if I would say. Prompt number 4 is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Now, I haven't done a whole lot of research lately into new releases that are coming out, but there are definitely some that stick out in my mind. 2 of those come out in July, actually. The first of those is A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing. I love Samantha Downing. I've read all of her novels and one novella that she has written, and I'm so pumped for this book. Could not be more excited. It comes out in like 2 or 3 weeks, right around my birthday. I'm pretty sure it comes out like the day after my birthday or something like that. So if I've got birthday money, I will be getting that book and reading it, and I'm so pumped. Cannot wait for this mystery thriller. I'm also super excited about Small Worlds by Caleb Azuma Nelson. This is already out in most of the world, but it does not come out in the US until late July. I do have an arc of this, and I'm planning on reading it this month, so super pumped about that. But it is a new release coming out in the second half of the year, so I did want to go ahead and mention that. And the other most anticipated release for me is The Running Grave, Book 7 in the Cormorant Strike series by Robert Galbraith. I love this series. It's like my comfort reread series, and Book 6 just came out last year, and we're already getting Book 7, so I'm super excited about that, and this will be a release day read for me. So pumped to see Strike and Robin back at it again. I love this mystery detective duo. They're fantastic. Prompt number 5 is biggest disappointment of the year. So for this prompt, I'm gonna have to go with The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty. This is a book that I had really high hopes for. I really did. Part of it was the cover, but not just the cover. I had seen some really great reviews, and just the book in general sounded good. You've got this like pirate woman who has retired, and she's just trying to raise her daughter, and then she basically gets called back into this one final mission to go and save this kidnapped or lost royalty member, as it were. I really thought I was gonna love this book, guys. It seemed right up my alley, and it was not, unfortunately. I thought this was super boring. I did not connect with any of the characters. There were a lot of moments in which I was just thrown off by the way that like the author seemed to be really leaning into like the modern dialogue and the modern ideas and things like that, which was just totally paralleled and like dissonant with the setting and the time that it's set in. Like, it just seemed like the author was trying to write 2 different books, and I did not like it. I did not like it at all. Originally, I gave this a 3-star, but upon reflection, I'm thinking a 2.5 star. It was definitely a really big disappointment for me. If you like this book, I'm really happy for you. I wish that I liked it. I just didn't. So prompt number 6 is biggest surprise of the year. So I'm actually going to go with Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie by Jordan Sonnenblick. I believe that's how you say his last name. This book was recommended to me by Jake from The Bookish Drummer. I'll go ahead and link his channel down below. I am doing a 12 books recommended by 12 booktubers challenge this year, and this was his recommendation, and it surprised me. I'm gonna go with that more than like I loved it. I mean, I really did enjoy it a lot, but it definitely surprised me because I guess I just didn't know going in that it was gonna be so freaking sad, but it hurt me a lot. So basically we follow I think he's a middle school or high school age boy, and this is a middle grade book, and he just wants to live his life. He wants to continue to be great at drumming like he is, and to get better and to focus on that, and just to enjoy being in school and everything. But his little brother, Jeffrey, ends up getting cancer, and everything for him changes at that point. And he really struggles with how he fits into his family when all of the attention has to go to his little brother. And he feels a lot of guilt over that because like he wants to be there for his brother, but at the same time, he's a kid who needs attention too. So yeah, this book was really, really great. It was funny. It was compelling. I finished it in like a few hours, and man, it hurt. Maybe it's just because Jeffrey, the boy with cancer, is close to the age that my son is, but as I was reading it, it was hard to get through at times. And so it definitely surprised me in that regard, but it also surprised me how much I loved and enjoyed and connected with this story. So thank you so much, Jake, for recommending this book to me. Really enjoyed it. Planning on reading the sequel this month. Could not be more happy about that. Prompt number 7 is favorite new author, new to you, or debut. So for this one, I'm gonna go with Andrew Van Wey, who is a indie horror author, and the only book by him that I have currently read is Head Like a Hole, which made my top 10 of the year so far. This is a fantastic cosmic horror book, and the reason I'm picking this author, I didn't give this book quite 5 stars, and I could have given it to other authors who I have given 5 stars to, but to be honest, he's the one that I am the most excited about. I'm most excited about picking up more of his books. He has like 6 or 7 other novels, I believe, and I want to read all of them, and I have really high hopes for that. So for me, I'm picking him as my favorite new author because I'm the most eager to read the rest of his work. So highly recommend Andrew Van Wey if you're looking for some different horror novels, and yeah. You can start with Head Like a Hole. It's pretty fun. Number 8 is newest fictional crush. So normally, every other year, I would say, I ain't talking about that. That's dumb. But I actually have one this time, and that is Jane Eyre from Jane Eyre. She is just a powerful, powerful woman, and she's somebody that I really want my daughter to be like, in that she is somebody who is not afraid to speak out against injustice. She's not afraid to stand up for what she believes in, even at the cost of her own well-being. She is bold, she is brave, she's outspoken, and she's just a fantastic character. So sure, Jane Eyre, new fictional crush, there you have it. Prompt number 9 is newest favorite character. So for this, I'm actually gonna go with Dross from Cradle. Dross is wacky, and I adore him so much. If you've read Cradle, you know all about Dross. He comes in around book 5, I think, and from the entrance of Dross, for me, that's when the books really started getting good. I really like Ethan a lot as well. He's like a close second, but Dross is my favorite character in Cradle. Every time he had dialogue or was pivotal to a scene, I was just like laughing and enjoying myself so much. Dross is easily my favorite character of the year so far. So good. Prompt number 10 is a book that made you cry. So I don't know if I have cried in a book this year. I'm not much of a crier. I guess there are 3 books that stand out in my mind as having gotten me close, though. The first of those I've already mentioned as being super sad is Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie by Jordan Sonnenblick. Other 2 are The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. Just so bittersweet. There were so many moments when I just felt emotional. But the other book, the last one, is the one that probably got me closest to crying. Maybe I did shed a tear, I don't remember, but that's The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. If you don't feel something in this book, you might need help. That's all I'm gonna say. This book is so emotional. It follows a woman as her mental health slowly deteriorates. Yeah, this is an emotional book. Prompt number 11 is a book that made you happy, and for that I'm going with On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness, book 1 in the Wing Feather Saga by Andrew Peterson. This book is just so good. It brings me so much joy. It really does, and I can see myself rereading this many times. I can see myself reading this series to my children when they get a little bit older, and I definitely want to continue in this middle grade fantasy series full of wonderful, lovable characters, laugh out loud moments, and so much fun adventuring. Getting down to the wire here now, our second to last prompt number 12, I believe, is the most beautiful book that you have purchased this year. And this book I actually just bought yesterday, and I'm very excited about it. I might be the only one who's excited about it, but I'm excited about it. And that book is The Spiderwick Chronicles, the complete fantastical edition by Tony DiTerlizzi, maybe, and Holly Black. So I grew up reading these books. They came out around 2003, 2004, and I just ate them up. There are 5 books in total, and they're really, really tiny, and so I've been looking endlessly for this bind-up edition, and I finally found it at Half Price Books yesterday, and I was so pumped about that. So yeah, you've got this really beautiful cover here with the forest and like kind of the starlight. I really like the spine and the back, and then you open it up, and this is really nice too. It's just got this really nice look to it. And then on the back, it says, click, clack, watch your back. So eerie. And on top of that, there's little end papers that have a map. There's lots of drawings as well and illustrations. And yeah, super happy that I found this book. Like, I practically yelped with surprise and joy when I found it on the bookshelf, snatched it right up and immediately walked to the register. And I'm very excited about rereading these books too. I have not read them since I was probably 8 or 9. And so hopefully they live up in my memory. I can't remember if the movie was good or not, but very excited about having this in my collection. And the final prompt 13, is books you need to read by the end of the year. So there are 3 in particular. There are a lot, but there are 3 in particular that I will be upset if I have not finished by the end of the year. The first of those is The Little Friend by Donna Tartt. I've tried to pick up this book and get through it so many times. I love Donna Tartt, and I think I just need to be committed and in the right headspace for this book. I think I will love it. I hope I will love it. Probably not as much as The Goldfinch and The Secret History, but if I can enjoy it enough to finish it, then I'll be happy. The second book is Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. I've actually just started this book and I'm planning on slowly reading it over the summer, like 3 chapters in, and I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time with it, so hopefully that continues to go well. And the final book is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. And I'm also like 50 pages into this. I may have to start it over though because I haven't read it in a while, but yes. That is it though. Thank you so much for watching the mid-year book freakout tag. I think unofficially the next prompt is to tag somebody, but if you're gonna do this video, you've probably already done it or you're in the process of doing it. So I'm not gonna tag anybody, but if you wanna do this tag, totally do it. You can answer all the prompts in the comments. That'd be totally cool. Feel free to do that. I will read through those and enjoy all of your answers for sure. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye!